Charlie Munger had some absolutely wild things to say yesterday about inflation, Bitcoin, and fiat currencies. As we know, Charlie Munger has not been a fan of Bitcoin for a long time, but he specifically said yesterday that he believes high inflation should be taken very, very seriously. He said that's how societies and democracies fall. So ultimately, you'd believe somebody who thinks high inflation is a massive problem would be into Bitcoin, right? No. But before we get to the Bitcoin conversation, here's Charlie on fiat currencies. He actually believes it's all going to zero. Don't believe me? Here's exactly what he said.
A safe assumption for an investor is that over the next 100 years, the currency is going to zero. That's my working hypothesis.
Wow. Well, that'll be a different type of environment, won't it?
Now, of course, absolutely hilarious. Yes, that'll be a very different type of environment. To recap exactly what some of Munger's thoughts are. First, he believes fiat currencies are all going to zero. They'll all be worthless over the next 100 years. He then went on to say that Bitcoin, he's not a fan. It's a venereal disease. Reminds me of the old Lil Wayne song. Now, of course, he isn't a fan of Bitcoin, so would he be a fan of gold? No. Civilized people don't buy gold, according to him. So if fiat currencies are worthless, Bitcoin is worthless, and gold is worthless, what the hell has any value anymore? Now, ultimately, he's previously said Bitcoin's rat poison and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. But now he's saying fiat currencies are going to zero. My favorite part of the interview was when he said that he's actually proud to not have invested in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies over the last few years. But if we go ahead and we check the scoreboard, if we take a look, Berkshire Hathaway is up 87% over the last 5 years, Ethereum up 23,000%, and Bitcoin up 4,000%. Maybe Charlie Munger should actually lose some of that pride. Maybe he should be a little bit more intellectually humble. I think he's going down the right path when he's talking about fiat currencies ultimately being worthless because governments and central banks can't stop printing more. They can't stop debasing them. But maybe he should actually start looking for what the solution is. I think that if he does a little bit more work, if he stops being intellectually lazy, he'd actually find that Bitcoin is inevitable.